Hey guys, congratulations on making it to this part of the course, but you're not done just yet. In this lesson, we will prototype our mockups using Marvel. Essentially, prototypes are high fidelity representations of your app. It's the mockup enriched with interactions and animations. It can give the feeling of using a real app, but they're only images, which are your mockup screens connected with each other. Prototyping helps designers and developers to make changes to their design quickly, saving time and also money. Other prototyping applications include UX Pen, InVision App, and Adobe XD. Let's start prototyping. Now that we have all of our mockup screens, we can connect them together through prototyping. You can go first to the first screen for your mockups and click on the green prototype button. This brings us to our prototyping workspace. Here we have functions such as our timer, where we can set a predetermined time for each screen. We have arrows we can use to switch between our mockup screens. We can also zoom in and out to get more details to fit in within our view. We can also play to preview any changes that we make when prototyping. So let's prototype our splash screen. Usually when we open an app, the splash screen appears for a few seconds, then disappears. We can set this type of behavior using our screen timer. We can set this screen to be viewed just for a few seconds before it disappears and changes to our login screen. You can then select the login screen as your hotspot destination, which will show up once the splash screen appears. You can also select the type of transition you wish the screen to make when it's changing. You have options such as fade, push left, push right. We'll explore how these work as we go along in our prototyping process. I'll select the fade option. When we hover over the different types of transition, it gives us a preview or a feel of how exactly the screen will change to its hotspot destination. So we get an idea of the movement that will occur even before selecting a specific screen transition. Now let us prototype our login screen. You simply click and drag to create hotspots. Now a hotspot is a link for your screen that helps it to connect to another screen. You can add behaviors to these hotspots by adding animations or transitions as we have just explored. These help us to set how exactly our prototype will behave. Depending on the action that the user testing the prototype applies to that specific screen, it will behave or move in a certain way. So I've selected the click or tap option. When a user clicks or taps on the specific part that I put the hotspot of the screen on, it will transition to the next screen. To put what screen this screen will move to once the action is applied, you click on the part that you put the hotspot and select your destination screen. Here again, I will add a hotspot over my keyboard since this is where I would like the user to apply the action when they're using the prototype. I then select my destination screen. So once that action is applied to the keyboard, it will go to my next screen. I would like it to transition using a fade option, and the action there would be a click or a tap. I will continue to add my hotspots on my screens. I will continue to select the destination for the hotspot, also the transition I would like it to make, and also the action, which is usually a click or a tap for my prototype. These are the basic steps that will be continued to be done throughout the process of prototyping. You can use the examples of what I have done to my mockup screens and how I have decided to lay out the interactions between these screens as a guide for you when you are prototyping. First step, you lay out the areas where you would like to have a hotspot. You then select the destination, that is the next screen that the action of tapping on that hotspot will take you to, the type of transition or animation you wish to apply, whether it's fade or if you wanted to swipe to the right or swipe to the left, and you can select the action you would like the user to perform, whether it's a swipe or click or tap. Remember, if you're not sure how a specific action will look or behave, you can play to preview to see how these will behave before you make a final decision on what action you wish to apply to your mockup screens. When you've completed applying all of the hotspots and actions, etc., to your mockup screens, be sure to test it to see whether these behave as you would like. Congratulations on having a working prototype app design. I'll see you in the next lesson, as there is one more step that you can take to know how well your app design works.